Hi everyone, in this demo I'll create a serverless API that creates, reads, updates, and deletes items from a DynamoDB table. I'll put the lab in the description. Here I'm working out of US East 1. In the console, we'll go to DynamoDB. And in DynamoDB we'll create a table. So for the table name, let's enter HTTP CRUD tutorial. Items. So with key pair partition key, we'll enter ID. Table settings we'll leave as default. Default table settings, yes, everything. So let's go ahead and create this table. Table is creating. Okay, created. Now let's go we'll go into Lambda. And in Lambda we'll create a function. Click on create. So author from scratch. Function name HTTP for CRUD tutorial function. Runtime we're going to use Python latest version, so that's 3.12 x86, and we're going to use create a new role from an AWS policy, and the template is in the lab. Role name HTTP CRUD tutorial role, and policy templates simple microservice permissions DynamoDB. We want the Lambda function to invoke and add items to the DynamoDB table. Successfully created. Okay, so this is the base template for JSON. We're going to go ahead and delete that. And we're going to copy our Python code. And we'll go ahead and paste that in. Come on. So let's go ahead and copy. Let's go ahead and paste that in to our lambda function.py. Okay. So import JSON. Bodo 3, form decimal, client, so these are the variables, client equal Bodo, DynamoDB, table DynamoDB, table name. We created some definitions, so you can see Lambda handler, print event, body, status code, content type. Next we're trying with if statements. The event would delete, and then elif statements, get items, elif put items, accept status code 400, which is a bad HTTP request code. So let's go ahead and deploy that. Okay, successfully updated. So this is the same process used in Node.js with the Lambda runtime. So I just wanted to briefly show you this. It's basically the same steps. So you go ahead and create the function in Lambda. Same process, author from scratch. Function name for the lab demo is the same. HTTP CRUD tutorial function. So Node.js 20 is the runtime. Okay, we'll create a new role from a policy. Role name HTTP CRUD-tutorial function. Yep, so the simple microservice permissions, DynamoDB. And then we'll go ahead and create this function. So there's our index.mjs file. Let's go ahead and delete that. And we'll upload the JS, just copy and paste. Let's go ahead and paste that in. Okay, yeah. Import. These are your CRUD commands: put, get, delete. Right, consists of client, DynamoDB client, table name, CRUD tutorial items, constant, status code 200, success. Then we'll try DynamoDB, new table name, body break. In case we're getting items from ID. Break case, we're getting items, which is a path you'll see in a bit. Put items, and then the catch is the status code 400 error. So let's go ahead and deploy that. So that was just a quick sample for the Node.js runtime, but the rest of this demo is running out of the Python runtime. So, okay, we'll go to API Gateway. We create an HTTP API, but you can see REST, WebSocket. So here for the API name, to HTTP, -CRUD tutorial API. Hit next. Next again, next. All right, so we're going to review and create. Go ahead and create. Okay. So next we're creating routes. So this is get. Path is items ID within the brackets. Create. Next is going to be our get items. Create another. Put items, create, delete, slash items, within the bracket ID. Let's go ahead and create that. Okay, so these are the routes for our HTTP CRUD tutorial API. You see the path is slash items. Underneath that is put get, and then slash ID, get and delete. Okay, so now let's go to integrations to integrate. Manage integrations. Click create. We need to attach a Lambda function. Sorry. Yeah. And that's our function. Scroll down. So let's create this first, and then we attach it. Okay, so let's go into the put path. Attach the integration. That's it. Attach. Get. Same process. Choose an existing integration. Attach. So that's HTTP for CRUD tutorial. Function. This is Lambda. Attach. And then one more for delete. Attach. So the API gateway is attached to the Lambda function, so to be able to invoke. Yeah. So this is the stage for the API. So let's open up my terminal, and I'm going to paste this curl command. But you want to make sure that you use your invoke URL from your API gateway. So we're just going to delete that and copy your invoke URL and paste that in. Enter this command. Yep. So you can see we're putting item 1, 2, 3 into a table. So let's go to DynamoDB. So we're right into this DynamoDB table. Let's go to tables. Yep, that's our table. HTTP CRUD tutorial items. Let's explore. We return one item. It's correct. See, the ID is 1, 2, 3. The name is my item, and the price is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So from the API, we invoke the Lambda function to write into the DynamoDB table. So that was a success. And I'm doing this from my terminal. Okay, so we're going to G, put in that command. Copying the invoke URL. And here we're just getting all the items. So if you can see the slash items, and notice the double brackets, which is getting all items path, price, ID, name, my item. And here we want to get a single item. So let's paste in our invoke API URL. I'm just going to grab a single item. Yep. So if you notice, it's slash items and then slash 123. Let's go a layer deeper. So you notice the single bracket. Just getting the single item and then we'll delete. So let's paste in that invoke URL from API Gateway again. Let's copy that. Ctrl-X delete. Let's run this command. Items deleted. Let's verify the delete. Go back into DynamoDB. And we should have nothing in the table. Let's go to the table, scroll down, explore table items. Scroll down, items returned 0. No items in the table. So deleted successfully. Let's go back to API Gateway. And so we're going to do the same process through Cloud9. So previously that was all done in the local terminal. Let's go ahead and we'll get items to verify the delete. It was confirmed through DynamoDB, but let's just verify it through the terminal. Okay, let's enter. Yep, there you go. So nothing's in that table, empty brackets. Let's clear this out. And we'll run through the same process using the Cloud9 IDE. Let's go back to the console home. Here and type in Cloud9. You can open this in a new tab. Or just click on Cloud9. So let's create the environment. Click Create Environment. Let's give it a name. API Workshop. Let's go API Tutorial. Environment type, a new EC2 instance. T2 micro is fine. Down. Amazon Linux 23. Timeout, 30-minute timeout. So if the IDE is idle, I'm going to go ahead and time you out. Let's increase that to 4 hours, just in case. So connection is SSH. Run this in the shell. Let's scroll down, and yeah, let's go ahead and click on Create. So this is open in Cloud9. Let's give it some time. Okay, there we go. There's your welcome to Cloud9. We can go ahead and close this out. And we want to open a new terminal. So let's go ahead and click on New Terminal. Okay. Let's go back to API Gateway. Create HTTP tutorial. Yeah, back to our invoke URL. And now let's go ahead and create the item. Curl command, same as before. So make sure we delete and enter your invoke URL from API Gateway. Let's copy that, paste. So we're putting the item 1, 2, 3 in that DynamoDB table. Let's go ahead and verify. We'll go back to DynamoDB. Let's go to tables. Let's go to our table. Explore table items. Let's scroll down. Return. So ID string 1, 2, 3. The name is my item, and then the price is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we created the table again, but this time through Cloud9 IDE. Just going back to the, okay, but let's paste in here. We want to get all items. So let's go ahead and paste. Let's run this command. There you can see we have the price, ID, my item. So now let's get a single item. So there you have the single bracket, which is a path further. So, and here let's go ahead and run the delete command to delete the entire table. Okay, so deleted item 1, 2, 3. Now let's go ahead and verify this delete. So delete the, let's go ahead and copy and paste our invoke URL. Paste that in, run the command, and there you can see it's deleted. Let's go back and verify in DynamoDB. Looking at table. Let's explore table. Items. Empty. So that was running the same process through Cloud9. Let's go ahead and clean up resources. So here we're just deleting the table in DynamoDB. It's deleting. Let's go to API Gateway. Let's confirm, delete. Let's go to Lambda. And we'll delete this function. Actions, click delete. Type in delete to confirm. And then lastly, well actually let's go to CloudWatch and we'll delete the log. So go to logs, go to log groups. So it's just a good practice to clean up all the resources. And you can go a step further if you want and delete the policies that was attached to this demo or lab. Let's go ahead and delete this log group. Policies and permissions. And lastly, we'll delete the Cloud9 environment. Just delete that. Type in delete to confirm. So this pretty much wraps up the demo tutorial. Appreciate you watching. Thanks. It was a simple and quick tutorial. It's CRUD HTTP API with Lambda and DynamoDB. So you can see we're just confirming that the Cloud9 IDE terminal was deleted. So gave us an error code. But thanks for watching. Have a great one.